Welcome to the live show, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody here on a Sunday. Let me fix this a little bit. That's better. Okay, we got a new live stream here. I missed last week. I had to take a break with a lot of things going on. But I hope everybody's had a good week. I see we have already 94 of you watching, 103 now. That will update shortly. I always get that confused. Anyway, good to see everybody. A lot of announcements. Attended some press briefings this past week. And just wanted to stop in and say hello to see how we're doing. Hopefully the live stream is doing okay. Looks like the bandwidth is okay. Hopefully there's not too much delay or anything like that. I'm just wanted to give you an update on the channel. We hit 101,000 subscribers this past week, so thank you. I also got verified by YouTube, so that is a big deal. So you see a check mark if you go on my channel. And I don't think it works on mobile, but if you go on desktop, you will see a check mark next to my name. So if I chat in somebody else's live stream or I chat on this live stream, then you will see a check mark. So that's a pretty good accomplishment, so I'm happy about that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is I didn't do a live stream last week, as I mentioned, because I needed to take a little bit of a break. We hit that 100,000 subscriber mark, but there was a number of stuff I wanted to wait for to do a live stream, and that's why we're doing it today. And I also want to do a second live stream. I want to start doing one during the middle of the week. So we'll have one on Sunday, and I think maybe Wednesday might be a good day to do it. I'm still working that out, but we'll see going forward. Yeah, Quake, it's a pretty big deal. I'm happy about that. I know it's just a check mark, but hopefully it'll help the algorithm. Hopefully when they see that I'm verified, maybe it helps me in some way. Hopefully it will. We're just going to say hello to a few people, and then we're going to get right to the heart of the matter. Hey, Mallory, how are you? I just saw Handquake earlier. Bob, Robert, Bob's Rack, how are you? We're going to get into all this stuff, Dan. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. But yeah, it's been a crazy week attending some press briefings, doing my day job. Danica's here. How are you? I think it was your birthday. How are you? Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that. So what we're doing right now is talking about what's been announced. So Dell announced some laptops. HP announced a pretty interesting one that we're going to talk about. The HP Spectre X360 14, which has a 3:2 aspect ratio. I'm hoping to get that hopefully soon into the studio to review. X1 Carbon Nano, which is a pretty interesting offering from Lenovo and their ThinkPad line. So a lot of good stuff. X1 Fold, which I took a look at earlier in the year at CES. I had some hands-on time with it with Lenovo, and that looks pretty interesting. That you can order right now. So we'll have to see. So we have a lot of stuff going. Now, Microsoft also announced the Surface Laptop Go. Interesting offering, a more affordable offering than the Laptop 3. And they also updated the Surface Pro X. You can now get it in a platinum color. So pretty interesting stuff. As you know, I did review the Surface Pro X a few months ago, or maybe last year, actually. It's almost a year. Wow, time is going by. It's some crazy times, that's for sure. Hope everybody's been staying safe and so forth. Let's start off with Dell, and then we'll work our way through the others, okay? And then we'll get into all that. Yeah. So let's take a look at the video. By the way, I didn't sleep last night, so if anybody's commenting, I had a lot going on with video stuff, so I had very little sleep. So hopefully, I'll catch up with that today. This is the Dell Xps 13 2-in-1. Now, I know a lot of people have been asking about this as well, because I know I reviewed the XPS 13 earlier this year, about 6 months ago. And what's pretty interesting about this, of course, is we've been waiting for this one, right? This is one with the 11th gen, 16 to 10 aspect ratio, 11th gen processor. Pretty interesting stuff. We've seen the form factor, we know we like that. 11th gen, as I mentioned, they're using advanced thermal design, hopefully for vapor chambers. So that is... So is that better in terms of sound? Do you want me to lower that? So... Oh, the video was too loud. Okay, let's take two. 145 of you watching. Take two. Let me re-show you the video. You couldn't hear anything. That was my fault because I put the video. Let's replay it just real quickly. It's a short video. Okay, so that should be better. Tech Realms here. How you doing? Again, 16:10 aspect ratio. Stunning display according to Lenovo. Dell, Dolby Vision. Can you hear me now? Now it's fine. Okay, that's good. 16:10 aspect ratio, Infinity Edge display. Form factor, thin, light. Let's see, you got thermal design. That's what I was talking about earlier. And exceptional battery life. Well, we'll see about that. The first version, or the XPS 13 that I reviewed earlier this year, was good. Magnetic attachment for the pen and diamond cut sidewalls. Carbon fiber design, woven glass on the Arctic White version. And hopefully good performance out of the 11th gen. I think it has the XE graphics as well. So we're going to get this into the studio hopefully very soon. So that's that. Okay, so that's the Dell XPS 13. What do you guys think of it? 13 2-in-1. You can draw on it. You can, yes, you can. It's a 2-in-1. Comes with the pen, hopefully. And it magnetically attaches. Yeah, it depends how strong the magnet is, Paul. And good to see you, by the way. Reduces the odds of losing the pen? Absolutely. So we'll see how that all goes. Okay, so that was the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Now, the XPS 13 will also get updated as well with 11th gen processors. I think it also has Thunderbolt 4 as well. So we'll have to see. Okay, let me see as far as the specs on this. I'll put it up in here in a second. So this is the product details, and you can take a look at it. Again, we're trying to see what these 11th gens are going to bring to the table. And I guess we'll start off with that. Okay, so that's what the 11th gen has to offer in terms of the XPS 13 2-in-1. Let's go to the next one. Let's talk about the Nano next, and then we'll move on to HP. So let's go to the Nano first gen. And this is the lightest ThinkPad ever, under 2.2 pounds or a kilogram. That's pretty light, pretty amazing. (16:10) aspect ratio. I like that move to that aspect ratio. Based on the Intel Evo platform, powered by, that has a Core i7, 13-inch display, 5G ready. This is going to have 5G capability on it. Pretty interesting. What I like is that 16:10 aspect ratio. To me, that's going to be great. Having 5G is going to be great. Although further down the road, that's going to make more of a difference. Okay, but here for 2020, not so much, because 5G is not there for everybody. Okay, and actually, let's take a look at Microsoft real quick, and then we'll get to HP, because I want to spend some time on that one. Wrong camera. And then this was introduced earlier this week by Microsoft. This is the Surface Laptop Go. Now, I obviously reviewed the Surface Laptop 3 and loved it. I love that minimalist look. The form factor, to me, works. And it's got a 12.6-inch pixel sense display. No face recognition. You have to get the one with the fingerprint scanner. I think that's only in the upgraded model. Fast charging. It's using 10th generation 10th generation processors, by the way, not 11th gen. So they definitely had to cut some corners on this one to get the price down. I believe it starts at, I think, $599, but you definitely want to get the upgraded model because that intro model comes only with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage. But it has a plastic bottom. It doesn't have or has a polycarbonate bottom, but it doesn't have all metal like you do get on the Surface Laptop 3. The top deck and the lid, of course, is metal. But it's a pretty good price for a laptop starting at $549. So it's starting for, I wouldn't get that model. I would go, I think the one is for $699. You get 8 gigabytes of RAM. You get an SSD drive on that. So I definitely wouldn't use that one. That's for sure. That's not going to be the one to get. Okay, and then the other thing Microsoft announced was the Surface Pro X. Now, let's get that in there. And obviously, I like the Windows on ARM. I'm sort of in the minority. I know a lot of you probably don't like it, but I do like it. This is the Surface Pro X. You can now get it in platinum, which you couldn't get before. It was only in black, and it was a major fingerprint magnet when I tell you that. So I like the idea of it in platinum. So hopefully I'll be able to get that into the studio for review. And they do update the battery life. They're saying is better on this one. And of course, they're going to the new processor, the SXC2, I think. And that's basically a rebranded or modified from the Qualcomm chip that we've seen in the earlier ones. So this one is definitely removable hard drive and so forth. LTE advanced on this, which is good. Studio mics. And of course, you can get it with the Slim Pen and the keyboard again, the keyboard cover. And I like the form factor. I actually like it better than the Surface Pro 7. And so again, a lot of possibilities with this one. Again, I want to see the improvements on ARM, Windows on ARM. So we'll see how that's all going to go. We got a super chat from Lone Tiger. We'll get to that in just a moment. Let's finish this video, and then we'll say hello to Lone Tiger. You get the different colors. Again, good form factor, nice thin bezels. You could get it in platinum. Not a huge upgrade, but hopefully significant enough that we can recommend that. Hopefully enough gains in terms of performance. I want to thank Lone Tiger with the super chat. $2 from Lone Tiger. How are you? Should 4K displays be default now? Probably not. And the reason I say that is because of battery life. Because of, that's the biggest reason I think. Now, 4K is good for creators that need the high color gamut, the more pixels. They definitely will benefit from a 4K display. But, and I showed this earlier in other live streams. This is the Dell XPS 13, and this is the full HD. This is the full HD Plus. And this has an absolutely gorgeous display, the Spectre X360 next to it. And the reason I brought them out today is because of their we're going to talk about the upgraded model that's going to come out on the X360. But this has a beautiful full HD Plus display. You get better battery life than the UHD Plus. And so we don't necessarily need that as the default. But I think it's something that is a good option. Again, if you're a content creator, you need the more pixels, you need the better coverage of the color gamut, although this covers it really well. One of my favorites for laptop of the year. We're going to get into that very soon as well. So thank you, Lone Tiger, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. You're a good man, my friend. Okay. So this is going to get to the 2-in-1 version as we saw earlier. Now, as far as the HP Spectre, this is the X360. Let me open it up for you real quick. And we can get a front shot in a moment, but I just wanted to show you these two. We're getting refreshed versions of Intel 11th Gen Tiger Lake processors for both of these. This will have a 2-in-1 variant. This one will have a 14-inch model, and that's the one we're going to talk about right now. So let me get a photo. I don't think there's any videos out on it yet. So this is what we're looking at is a 3:2 aspect ratio. Okay, a 3:2 aspect ratio. And I love that. Now, if you saw my Surface Laptop 3 review, if you saw my Surface Books reviews in the past, I like the 3:2 aspect ratio. This is going to have 11th gen processor. This is going to have, let me get another photo of this up for you. That's the X1 Carbon, Nano rather. It's here somewhere. And there's another view of the X360 14-inch. So we got a 14-inch display. We've got 3:2 aspect ratio, Thunderbolt 4. It's all based on the Tiger Lake platform. So it's got the Tiger Lake processor, Xe graphics. Really interesting. Now, the 15-inch I noticed also got updated to 11th gen processors. I can probably get that into the studio pretty quickly, so let me know if you want to see that. I think the body's the same as the one I just reviewed with the 10th gen about a couple of months ago, so let me know if that's something you want me to review. I can get it into the studio, hopefully. But this is going to be interesting for a 14-inch display. And to show you the difference, what a 3:2 would be, well, if you see here, this is, and let me take this down. So this is a 16:9 aspect ratio, and then we can take a look at it from the front shot here. So what we're looking at is a 16:9 aspect ratio, 16:10 on the XPS 13. Having a taller display is going to be better. With that 3:2 aspect ratio means when you're scrolling, web browsing, it's going to be a better experience. Now, the trade-off with the 3:2 aspect ratio is that it's going to be not as great for consuming media because you're going to have the black bars on the top and the bottom due to its height. So 16:9 is obviously better for consuming media, but 3:2, which we find in something like the Laptop 3, for instance, is a great form factor as far as I'm concerned. And I'm looking forward to testing out the X360 14-inch, hopefully very soon. I'm expecting to get one in for review. Now, this is a 16:10, and that's what Dell is going to go on with the XPS line, which is a nice blend between consuming media and getting productivity work done. So I think they're both pretty good in that regard. Yeah, I'm going to get it hopefully soon. Speaking of which, the last 5 videos didn't do so great on my channel. I think I know a reason for that. I didn't change too many things in the format or anything. A lot of the views have to deal with timeliness. We're sort of in between right now. We're sort of gearing up for these 11th gen processors. We're gearing up for the holiday season. So we're sort of just now on the cusp of the holiday season. So we will have that. Oh, I'm sweating like a pig here, but sorry about that. I do have the AC going, but I don't know. The lights are just too much. But yeah, we're sort of like in between. So I didn't see as many views this past couple of weeks, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Super chats are open. Super stickers are open. Memberships are open because that certainly helps out the channel on a monthly basis, which I really appreciate. Helps me produce more videos. Helps me get a lot of these new laptops that are coming out. Because not everyone, I don't know if I'm going to get everyone from the manufacturers, from the brands, but hopefully I will. Okay. Okay, so let's take some of your questions about what we've seen so far, but let's get to the Nano. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's get to the Nano real quick. Oh, we just did the Nano. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's show you the insides. I had a photo of that as well. And let's see here. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the build out of the X1 Carbon Nano. Okay, and under £1, which is pretty impressive, I think. I'm going to be curious as to the thermals. I'm going to be curious as to the keyboard. It's so thin and light. I'm curious. I like the fact they went to a 16:10 aspect ratio. So a lot of people are going to be excited for that. I know you are, Aditya. You're excited for it. I'm a big fan of the ThinkPad keyboards, as you know. Paul's looking forward to seeing the new laptops that we are discussing. Yet another set of tech temptations from OEMs uploading. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Hopefully I'll be getting them in sooner rather than later. Now, one thing I did note that I noticed that Microsoft did not announce the Surface Pro 8. So I'm thinking that's going to be probably in the spring. That's what I'm thinking. Another super chat from Lone Tiger. Delivery time. Are you talking about your XPS 17, Lone Tiger? I don't know what the delivery times are right now. If you're looking for the new ones, they're all going to be you can start ordering them. I believe the XPS 13 was started. You can order it starting October 1st. So they are available now, the XPS 13 2-in-1. I don't know the shipping times right now because I got mine from Dell, from their the press department. And so don't go by the way I get mine, because that may be a different time. Good to see our good buddy, Biral. $4.99 super chat. Don't you think 4 gigabytes of RAM, 120 gigabytes in a laptop should be declared as a crime? Absolutely. And I think everybody, and I agree, Viral, everybody should stay away from the entry-level Surface Laptop Go. There's no reason to get that at $549. Only 4 gigabytes of RAM in 2020 is just useless. 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage. That's going to be slower storage. Do not get that model. Okay, I think that's pretty obvious. They do that so they have a good entry point, a nice thing to say in terms of marketing, $549 and so forth. So thank you, Viral, for that super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Vasek2 is saying, hi, Andrew, please do a review of the Asus Zenbook 14 and compare it with the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7. You wasn't entering me in my comments. Thank you. Yeah, I'm working on trying to get something from Asus. We'll see how that's going to all work out. We'll see. We'll have to see. All right, let's keep going on the questions here. Hey, Andrew, there's an HP Envy X360 with Intel 11th gen. Yeah, they have an 11th gen supposedly also. That brings me to another point we're going to get to in terms of the Ryzen processors and the lack thereof. Big problem in terms of supply. But let's get to this super chat from Double K. Hi, is it okay for me to buy the 15-inch Spectre X360 and 10th gen, or should I wait for the 11th gen? My sneaking suspicion, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, because if you saw my review, it's going to be perfectly fine. I'm not expecting tremendous gains in performance on the 11th gen over the 10th gen between those two. So if you are in the market right now and you can get a good deal on the 10th gen, maybe you might want to go for that if you can get a good deal. Now, if you want the latest and greatest, wait for the 11th gen. I am hoping to get one into the studio soon to test that out, to see the differences in terms of the performance, the thermals, and so forth. We'll see how all that is going to work out. All right. So thank you, Double K, for that super chat. Got 230 of you watching right now. It's pretty good turnout today because a lot of exciting laptops. Dell, HP, Lenovo, Microsoft, and some others that will come in as well. So we'll see all that's been coming in. I'm expecting to get review units. I'm waiting on them. Hopefully we'll get them starting soon with the next couple of weeks, and we can get going on those. I'm looking forward to it. Some of them I may have to order, so anything would help in terms of the super chats, in terms of the membership program, or whatever which way you can help out the channel. Certainly helps, because a lot of stuff this year. All right. Abdullah, you're not late, and I'm going to keep it up for anybody who's joining us late, wants to catch the beginning. You can go back to the beginning. I'll keep it up live. I'm not going to unlist it. Now, I did unlist, by the way, speaking of which, I did unlist my last live stream. That was the 100,000 subscriber Q&A live stream. And I had to unlist it because I was losing subscribers for whatever reason. I thought the stream was okay. I don't know, people just weren't happy that I hit 100,000 subscribers, and they said, I'm not going to be part of this, and they unsubscribed. So I unlisted it. So if you still want to look at that and still want to review that, well, review it, but watch that, just follow me on Twitter. I tweeted it out a couple of weeks ago. You'll see the link there. Paul is saying the 11th gen is likely to do better than the 10th gen, though I think performance has more to do with the 28 TDP up from the 15. That's a very good point. Hopefully, and we're going to see that on that HP X360, Spectre X360 14-inch. Aditya is saying, hey, Andrew, do you know why the AMD version of the Slim 7 is out of stock? Any replies from Lenovo? Yeah, I've spoken to Lenovo, HP, all of them regarding AMD, and here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought that up. I love these AMD processors, but I think AMD couldn't make enough of them, and we're seeing a supply issue, a shortage, and now that's a big problem because now we don't have anything. So if you're going to order it, they're going to be months in advance, if at all. So what we're seeing now is Intel's coming out with their 11th gen. They're going to be available. They're ramping up production. They know how to do it. AMD couldn't keep up with the surprise demand, I guess, here in 2020. A lot of factors played into that. So I'm hoping they'll sort out their supply issues. I'm a very big fan of the processor. But right now, I can't, yes, I love the Slim 7. You know that. You saw my review of that. I love the Spectre, the NV line with this X360 from HP with the Ryzen or some from Asus or whatever it is. They just don't have the supply. They didn't come through. And so that's why we have delays, and that's why it's very frustrating for me as well as a creator, because I want to show you those videos. Those videos do very well. My Intel version stuff that I've put out for the last couple of weeks that are non-AMD didn't do well at all. Not at all. So which is going to let me to take stock of what's going on the channel, because that was a big lull after hitting 100,000. All right, Paul is saying the NVX360 13 and NV13 should be getting Tiger Lake in November alongside Thunderbolt 4. Yeah, that's the other thing that people are anticipating. Thunderbolt 4, an upgrade over Thunderbolt 3, obviously. Tiger Lake processors. We will see a bunch of stuff coming from HP, Dell, Lenovo, all of them. Now, Microsoft is going with 10th gen processors on that Surface Laptop Go. And then, of course, on the Surface Pro X, you're getting the SQ2, which is a collaboration between Microsoft and Qualcomm. All right. Now, I'm hoping this is the case that Sugash is telling Paul. I think I saw some NVX360s already available, but make sure it's not the Ryzen 3, because that one had the 400 nit display, but you couldn't get it with the Ryzen 5 or the Ryzen 7. So there you go. So we'll see. It's a little bit hot in here. So bear with me, people. I should have lowered the AC before I start. 231 of you watching, which is great. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see one for the holidays. I know Apple's been ramping up for that, so we'll see. I do expect to see at least one Mac Silicon in the offering here for the holiday season. I would be surprised if they didn't. Yeah, Paul, AMD is letting us down. And I don't want to bash them. Look, they're competing. They're doing well. They made a great processor. The Ryzen series has done great this year, but this shortage really screwed everybody over, because creators like me or consumers like you and so forth who want to buy them but can't get them. You just can't get them. I saw my affiliate sales go plummet because nobody has any of these processors available, whether from the different brands. They're just not available. And that's going to be a real shame, because it's giving an opening for Intel to get back into it. So we'll see how these 11th gen Tiger Lake processors will play into this. So it's going to be very interesting. I do. I know you're going off topic. I do. I worked out yesterday. I'm going again today. But thank you for asking. Carl Durswick, I'm sure AMD was surprised by the demand. Yes. But I think they were not ready for it. And you're right, they were surprised and then couldn't keep up. Couldn't keep up. We don't know if it's AMD, could be motherboard, handweight. We don't know. That's the problem. But the bottom line is you can't get it. You cannot get these laptops. And it's a shame, because as you saw from my reviews, they were excellent. They were very good. And it's frustrating. I'll be honest with you. It's frustrating because I'm losing views on these laptops because I can't get any of the stuff in fast enough, and they're not making them fast enough, and you can't buy them. And hence there's that cycle that the problematic cycle that's going on. I don't think we'll see that till next year, Sugash. And we'll see what USB 4.0. I don't know if they can ever have Thunderbolt 4. I think they'll have USB 4.0. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, Danica, that's I'm moving to a different studio, so I'm gonna get that out as soon as possible. That's the other thing. One of the reasons I couldn't. I'm building out a new studio. I'll talk more about that, and we'll go behind the scenes very soon on that. But yes, it's coming very soon. I promise. So the XPS 13 I don't know yet. I want to test them before I can recommend any Tiger Lakes, of course, as you know. So I expect to get that in very, very soon. Will I be comparing the Slim 7 and the Envy X360? Yes, I am actually going to do a video on that probably next day or so. So stay tuned. That's a good timing on that one. Yeah, I reviewed that, Reza. My opinion on the Asus Q407 Iq. I know I reviewed it, but you want to know if it's better than the HP Lenovo counterparts. I think HP's better. The Envy line is better. I would go with that. Lenovo also had some pretty good offerings, but I like that Envy the best so far. Lenovo Slim 7 is another one to take a look at. Check out. I did the reviews on all of them. Check it out. I'm trying to get it. I'm waiting on Lenovo on the Yoga 6. Hopefully we'll get at it. We'll get that in. Welcome, Kaji from Bangladesh. How are you? Will you be? I hope to get that from Lenovo, the P15. I anticipate I will, but you never know. Again, I need to see what they're going to send me. Mark, discovered you about 2 months ago. Great stuff. Subscribe. Keep up the excellent work. Thank you, Stefan. I really appreciate that. I'm going to try to get the Lenovo Slim 7 with the Intel into the studio very soon, so stay tuned. So I want to compare the AMD version, so I can't say which one to get yet. Let me compare the two. Yeah, me too. I can't wait, Danica. I can't wait till you hear it. It's going to be hopefully good. It's a new venture for me. So we'll see. 246 watching is my Lenovo mug and my coffee. Hope everybody's had a good week. Well, they're going to come out with their new one, the update to the C940. So with 11th gen and so forth. So it's Lenovo Yoga 9 or whatever. It's whatever the naming. The whole naming is all screwed up. But if you can get a good deal on it, why not? A really good discount on it. You may not get that much of a benefit over the previous, go gen to gen. So we'll see. If you get it for a great deal, why not go for it? Unless you really want the latest and greatest and wait for the 11th gen Tiger Lake. And then again, they have a 15-inch version, I think, is also coming on that. The HP Omen 15, which I by the way, I reviewed, Dhruva. 4800H is awesome in performance, but it's just size and form factor is the deal breaker for me. Can you recommend me some of it with coding and video editing? If the size is too much for you, go with the Envy X360 with the Ryzen 7. It's a slimmer form factor, slimmer profile. I don't know about coding. I'm not a coder, so I'm not the guy to ask on that. Any advice? Stefan's asking any advice on on a 360 laptop. Long battery life sounds like it should wait for coming releases, but some 8th gen are relatively cheap. Wait, I would wait. Let's wait. Let's get some of these 11th gen in. Let's see what AMD has to offer coming up for the holiday here. So we'll see. Problem, according to William, is if you wait for the latest and greatest, you'll never have anything. That's true, but but here's the problem, William. We're so close to the releases, you might as well wait a couple of more weeks, right? Until we start seeing some reviews on them, then make the decision, because you can get a very good discount on the prior gen. So that's something to do. Yeah. And I'm a big proponent, right, Danica? I'm a big proponent of, if you need it now, get it now. But we're so close to the releases, just wait a week or two if you can. If you have to absolutely get something to get work done, well, then, of course, buy it. So Sergey got a Huawei MateBook 13 with a Ryzen 3500U. They want to buy a new Ryzen 4600H, and I got to say, it's almost perfect laptop, all metal design, very bright 2K display. Yeah, I would love to get Huawei to send me one in, but they've ghosted me, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right. You can order them now. You can start getting laptops. The Dell is available now. For the XPS 13 2-in-1, you can order that starting October 1st, so it's already available to order. They should be shipping relatively quick, hopefully. The HP Spectre X360, I think, is coming sometime in October, the next couple of weeks. It will be in Best Buy, I believe, by November. And that's this one over here. And the thing about the XPS 360 14, it's the first in that family of the Spectre X360s to have a 3:2 aspect ratio, and that gives you 20% more viewing space rather. 3000 by 2000 pixels, so got a 3000 by 2000 resolution, 13.5-inch display. It's an OLED display. I'm liking this so far. The bezels are pretty thin. It's a 90.33% screen to body ratio, which is very, very nice. I'll give you a nice look on that. I'm excited about it. And it has the Tiger Lake processors, Thunderbolt 4, claiming 17 hours of battery life on a single charge. Take that with a grain of salt. We'll have to do our real world testing when I get it into the studio. It could also, the Thunderbolt 4, it has got 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, and it can power an 8K display. It can power an 8K display, which is pretty interesting, right? I don't know how many people have 8K displays, but we're starting to get towards that, that kind of resolution. So that's pretty interesting. It's got a micro SD card reader. Again, the gem cut design, so we've come to know, and some people love. I know not everybody is the biggest fan of the gem cut design. Yeah, Paul, I don't know if that's, they always do it in the most ideal conditions. It's not going to get 17 hours. I think you get more throughput on the Thunderbolt 4, hence you can power for an 8K display. I'm still looking into what exactly are the differences, but it definitely have more throughput in there. That current computer we're talking about is the brand new, newly announced HP Spectre X360 14-inch, which is a move to a 3:2 aspect ratio. It's a taller aspect ratio, giving you 20% more viewing of the screen to view. And it also is Thunderbolt 4, 11th gen processors, and so forth. I don't know anything yet from Acer. Hopefully they'll announce something very soon. They may have. I just didn't see anything yet so far. I'm not sure if the OLED is available or is it on all models. I don't know if they make an IPS version of the Spectre X360 14-inch. They're talking OLED here. So I don't know if that's the only kind of display you can get with that. Again, a lot of details we need to find out. So according to Omega Malkafor, how are you, my friend? OLED and IPS models will be available that you read. Okay, that would be great if that's the case. Gives you an option. Not everybody wants OLED. It's more expensive, and there might be some screen burn-in issues and so forth. That there have been some issues with OLED that people have complained about, that mesh layer. But They've gotten better, I think. I love OLED. That's, to me, is really good. I like QLED as well. That's okay. I know you corrected your spelling there. Video editing on the Ryzen 7 4700U without a dedicated, looks like HP Envy or slow. Yeah, the problem is it depends on, you've got to understand AMD processor is not optimized for the Adobe suite. So Premiere Pro, it's not optimized as Intel is. So that's going to be a little bit of a downside when it comes to video editing. Hopefully that will change with driver updates and making it more optimized. So keep that in mind. Thunderbolt 4, yes, supports. So Thunderbolt 4, thanks to Handquake for bringing this up, supports the full speed of 40 gigabytes per second with cables of up to 2 meters in length, supports 2 4K displays instead of 1, or 1 8K display. At least one port must provide 100 watts of powerful laptop charging. Very good information. Thanks, man, for bringing that up. So that's a big difference between Thunderbolt 3. Again, if you have an 8K display, you can power it with this laptop. So we'll see. Again, I can't wait to get it into the studio to start looking at it. To me, that's going to be great. Why am I sweating? Because it's hot in here. I'm going to probably go turn the AC down real quick. If you give me a moment, I will be right back. Let me go turn it down. All right. Should be better. Should be better here. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about a dedicated GPU. I haven't heard anything about any dedicated GPU for this one, for the X360 14. I don't know if they announced the price. Let me see here. I don't know if we have any pricing yet. I don't see it in this press release here. Hold on. If anybody knows the price on this, I didn't see a price announced on it. So I don't think it's going to be that cheap because they're going to still have the 13-inch versions as well, the 15-inch version. William's saying the problem with 8K is that there is no content or programs currently available for that I'm aware of. Yeah, it's, again, like anything, forward-thinking, future-proofing. 5G is the same thing. 5G is very limited. I have the Fold 2 5G, and I haven't seen one 5G signal yet here in Las Vegas. Where I live, I only get 4G LTE. So again, 8K may be overkill, but it's something that you might want to have later on. Not everybody's going to put an 8K display, but we'll see. And again, it's going to be a while because, like Dan is saying, 3,000 pounds for an 8K display. That's a lot of money. But some designers and creators, maybe they can get it, and this laptop will power it. So we'll see. All right, we got a good turnout today. 269 of you. I guess the topic is interesting. 273. So we'll see. So right now we're at 49 minutes. Hit the like button. Helps this be seen by everybody. You got 110 likes so far. That's great. I like to see that. Good interaction here between me and the community, of course. And I like that. I don't have any impressions yet because I didn't get any 11th gen yet. I should, over the next couple of weeks, they'll start filtering in. We'll start getting some 11th gen Tiger Lake processors into the studio laptops. And so we'll see. Omega, did they put a price on there? 1,600 at Best Buy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying. So not too terrible considering it's a new offering, a new form factor. OLED display. I'm assuming that's the OLED. 3K display, 3000 by 2000, 3:2 aspect ratio. To me, 1,600 is not that outrageous. And I think Spectre line has always been priced competitively. So we'll see. I'm assuming that is the OLED, right? 1600. So we'll see. All right, let's start to get some other questions in. Will Dell release XPS 15 in 11th gen? I don't think this year because they just, well, I would be surprised, but you never know. But I don't think at this point they're going to. I think you'll probably see a refresh early next year for the probably same form factor, but go to 11th gen processors. I don't think they're going to do that yet. I think what we're going to see now is the 2-in-1, and that's going to be updated to the latest and greatest, right? So we'll see. Karen's saying, does the Zenbooks, especially the Zenbook 14 without dedicated GPUs, perform well thermally compared to HP or Dell? Thinking of buying 11th gen Zenbook. Zenbooks are priced good. Thermals can be depending on the model. So it depends on the model. The Zenbook 14 I thought was decent, if I remember correctly. But again, I need to see what the 11th gen, the new thermals in these laptops, if any, if they are new, we'll have to see how that's all going to play out. So if you can buy it at Best Buy, there you go. Maybe I'll have to do that, but I'm hoping I won't have to go out of pocket because $1,600 plus tax over $1,800 is a lot of money. Paul, I see we have a fan in your son who refused to eat elsewhere, so we are all here watching you. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. And I put the AC on. It's much better now. All right. Danica says, I love your due diligence saying to Cito. Yeah, he's great. I'm seeing repeating once or twice. I'm keeping track of the ones that repeat. Yeah, so don't spam the chat. You guys know the rules here. I should have probably mentioned it. That'll get you a timeout or get you booted. So don't spam the chat over and over. I noticed it earlier, but I didn't say anything. So is that the 15 that's available or is it the 14? I'm confused. Is it the 14 or the 15? At Best Buy. So let us know. Let us know. I think there's a shortage on everything from AMD, so I don't think it matters which one it is. Yeah, no dedicated option on that 15 yet. Yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to HP and see what's going on. Yes, I will be reviewing Envy's with the Tiger Lake. I expect to do that, yes. So Omega is saying the 15 is available for the 11th gen right now. So you can get the Spectre X360 15-inch with 11th gen processors, but no dedicated GPU. Am I getting that correct? Okay. I hope I answered your question, whoever, Guilherme. Looks like we got another super chat coming in. Just waiting for my stream to catch up, and it is a double K once again, $4.99. Thank you, my friend. Someone, and let me give you a little round of applause. Someone talked about performance of the 11th gen up from 28 TDP from 15. Can you elaborate on this? Yes, the TDP. What does TDP stand for? It stands for. I don't want to give you the wrong information because I always forget. What does? Okay, so TDP is thermal design power, and it refers to the power consumption under maximum theoretical load. So what this is telling us, this is now going to be able to go from 15 watts to a higher 28 watts, therefore generating more power. The question then becomes, how do they handle the heat? How does the thermals on that? So that's what that means. Thank you, Double K. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for that super chat. Okay. Yes, thermal design power. I always say TDP, but I never actually say thermal design power. Okay, both the 15, okay, this is good information from Omega. Both the 15 11th gen, no dedicated GPU, and the 14 11th gen available later in October. That's what I've been hearing. Thank you for that clarification. So for those that are waiting for the 11th gen 14-inch, that new one with that 3:2 aspect ratio, that will be available starting in October, sometime later in October, hopefully soon. And we're already like in the first week of October, so we should be getting there soon. And then you could also order the 15th with the 11th gen, no dedicated GPU. So if you don't need the GPU but want the bigger display, then you can go with that. That's a good question, AK. How are you, my friend? Whom is the X1 Nano targeted? Because it's a 12-inch with a very small laptop. So what you're talking about, let's run that video again because I like it so much. So under 2 pounds, AK, targeted towards business users, but I think consumers will like it as well. It's so thin and light. It's so sleek looking. Really nice looking device. Thin, the bezels are very thin, 16:10 aspect ratio. Intel Evo platform, Intel Core i7, 5G, 13-inch display. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So that's what you're talking about. And I really do, I'm looking forward to getting it into studio. Thin, light, and hopefully give you good performance out of that. As you know, I'm a big ThinkPad fan. Aditya is saying, do you recommend Chromebook or iPad for kids for their schoolwork? I have a couple of Chromebooks that I'm going to release. Probably will get very little views. They do terrible on my channel, but they're good. I like them for school. iPads are good, but I like Chromebooks because they come with a keyboard, a more traditional laptop form factor, although the iPads are very popular as well. But in schools, Chromebooks are really very popular as well. So Chromebooks could be very good. Don't discount the Chromebooks, and they've come a long way being able to run Android apps, being able to run Linux on it. There's a lot of options on that. Omega is saying, wait for the XPS 9310 2-in-1. It will have the Windows Hello IR, which is good for 2-in-1s. I agree. I can't wait to get it into the studio. Does William have to go? All right, man. It was good seeing you. If these PCs are too thin and light, they will be float on you off your desk. Take care, my friend. Speak to you soon. Take care. Okay, so Leone saying to Animesh, why did Microsoft think that the Surface Laptop Go was a good idea? Price is one, and I'm not going to bash it yet. Well, I don't think I will. I don't know. It's a price to performance here. 549 is not the one you should get with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage. It's a slower storage. They did this on the Surface Go. Remember, they put that weak Pentium processors and weak storage and that in the entry level version. I don't think anybody should. I don't think anybody should buy that right now. We got 274 watching. That's pretty good. But the price is going to go up, and I think this is the point you're trying to make. $700 is also not that better because you can get AMD stuff in that price range that are going to be a lot better. But some people like that form factor, the 3:2 aspect ratio, the nice display, pixel sense display. There's no Windows Hello camera on that. Instead, you get the fingerprint scanner, which is in a weird placement near the power button. So I'm not really sure how that's all going to work out. We'll have to see. I do plan on reviewing it. I reached out to Microsoft, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So I'm not anticipating. I don't know. I don't know. Core i5 low end. Yeah, it's not really sure. I think it's the 103. I don't remember which one it is, but it's a 10th gen processor. It's not 11th gen in that laptop Go. So again, there are some compromises. There are some corners they had to cut to get the price down. Is that enough to say don't buy it? I don't know yet, because I'm a big fan of the minimalism. I like the Surface Laptop. I like the 3:2 aspect ratio. I like their keyboard, but I haven't used it yet. So until I get it into studio, I won't be able to really make a judgment on it. Again, if you could find an AMD laptop, that's the problem right now. You can't get AMD laptops. The supply has been pitiful. And it's frustrating, like I said. So the CPU is the 10351 G1. So it's a slower Ice Lake, right? So not the best Core i5 out there. It's not going to be 11th gen. So again, they needed to cut corners. Indian Explorer Sam is saying, hey, AK View, good to see an Indian on this as a moderator. Only to consider each other's brothers. Yeah, it's good. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. We got our first dislike. Okay. 135 likes. Indian Explorer was timed out by AK. All right. I guess you were timed out, my friend. Aditya is saying, and of course, when I say that, I get my second dislike. All right. That was probably the Indian Explorer. Ulrich was new laptops covered today were ThinkPad X1 Nano, right? Microsoft Surface Laptop Go, Surface Pro X with the updated processor, hopefully a bigger or better battery life, according to Microsoft. Spectre X360 14 and Dell XPS 13 with 11th Gen Tiger Lake. That's a very good summation of what we were doing today. Awkward, duck vision. But to get the dislikes, I don't care. It's all interaction. That means it feeds into the algorithm. It's all, doesn't matter if it's a thumbs down. It still helps me, so I make more money that way. So each thumbs down actually helps me. So that's good. That's fine. All right, because they don't care. They just want to see interaction. They want to see you engaged, and that's showing engagement. And as I said, that somebody just took away the dislike. So that's good. Yeah, plus press the like button, guys, if you like what you're seeing today. Leone is saying it would be good only if you can match AMD in price. Yes, I agree. I agree. But AMD has a big problem of their own, and that's called supply. They don't have any supply, and therefore you can't get it. What good is having a great laptop if you can't get it? Whether it be the Slim 7, whether it be the NV X360, 13 or 15, whether it be all these others that are running these processors, you can't get it. I'm not really sure what's going on, Danica, but he's being a little rude about the insistence of logging, and that's why he was timed out. We're all in this together. Thank you for checking that out, handling that. Jan, how are you, my friend? Jan Hendrick. The Gateway logo is not great. What is the idea with Gateway anyway? I'm just hoping for a Sony Vaio comeback. Real quick. Yeah, what he's talking about is I just released a video on the the Gateway, which is really Acer. Let's be honest. It's Acer who made it, but I don't know what OEM actually made the laptop. But it's Acer branded, rebranded to Gateway for an exclusive at Walmart. Yes, I know it's confusing. And so they released a laptop. They sent me one, and I sent out my unboxing video, and very lukewarm reception. Very, very little views on it. Nobody really cared about Gateway. And I'm disappointed because I think it has some potential there. Really nice display on it, good keyboard on it. You can game on it. But if I barely got 2,000 views on it, which to me, my size of my channel is just not good, which is concerning to me because my last 5 videos didn't do great, except for the HP Omen, which has a Ryzen 4800H processor, and that might have helped. But I'm very concerned right now. Paul is saying that the Gateway concept, good performance for reasonable price, but that screen quality is really low. You got to understand who shops at Walmart, right? You got to look at the audience that this is targeted towards. They're not going to break the bank. $9.99 is the most they're going to go. So you can game on it. You can do other things on it. The screen is not bad. It doesn't cover the color gamut that well. I mean, at 65% or whatever sRGB, not terrible, but most of the people that are buying it are probably not going to be doing high-end video editing. It's going to be buying it for their kids to play games on, to do some homework on. And for that, it's perfectly fine. In fact, they even have less expensive ones they can also get. So, but didn't do well at all on my channel. But if you want to check it out, it's on my channel. It's my last video I did. It's that Creator Series performance laptop from Gateway. Yes, Gateway is sort of back, rebranded, bought out by Acer, and rebranded for an exclusive at Walmart. Lutfi is saying, do I think Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 7 15-inch will come with AMD Ryzen 7 as like the Slim 7 14-inch? I don't know. I think that one comes with an Intel processor, right, with a GPU in it. I'm hoping to get that in. I don't hear anything from AMD. AMD's having, like I said, and I hate to say this, it's frustrating as hell, but AMD has got some supply issues up to you know what. So, and it's frustrating again for me as a creator. I'm losing views by not having that. What is Gateway? Wow. So you must be really young, Aditya. Gateway was a brand I think had prominence in the 80s and 90s. I think prominence in the 90s with Dell and all that. Gateway was a big player. They eventually got bought out by a number of different players. And then eventually, I think back in 2007 or 2009, got bought out by Acer. And they brought back the logo. They brought back the brand. But I don't know how it's all, you know, as far as how they're going to do it. We'll see. 17 years old, but far more mature in your years. Great. Gateway 2000. Yeah. Remember Gateway 2000? Right. So I go back way, you know, because I'm ancient compared to, say, somebody like Aditya. But yes, Gateway was a major player back in the 90s. I would say the 90s, they hit prominence. Have you ever visited India or have any further plans? I would love to visit India, but I got to wait till the pandemic is gone. And right now I cannot. So we've hit over an hour and 6 minutes. I'm excited about these new laptops. To be honest with you, I was looking forward to these. I'm most excited, I think, about the HP Spectre X360 14-inch with the 3:2 aspect ratio. People have been really, really wanting that aspect ratio, or that, or 16:10. But I'm glad they put a 3:2, 3000 by 2000 resolution. Okay. Leonie's saying, I'm sorry if this comes out rude, but no matter how much you say it's frustrating that there's no stock for AMD laptops, are basically saying that they didn't have to be good. What? No, listen, I love AMD. They're my namesake right now. I like AMD, and they're made some of the best laptops of 2020. I'm frustrated because they're not available. That's the problem. And if they're not available, you can't buy them. They're pushing the market, which is great. And it's forcing the hand of Intel. I agree. But it's going to be a tough thing to continue to do that if you can't supply the product. And that's my issue. If they can ramp up production, then it's a different story. They haven't been able to. And of course, it's not maybe their fault totally. It could be the brands. It could be the people who make the motherboards. It could be the pandemic has played a major issue in supply, of course, because of that. So we'll see. I don't know if there's any new thing for high development. I know the P15 is a good one to look at. Hopefully I'll be getting something in from ThinkPad soon. I would love to come to Mumbai, AK. Of course I would. Again, I'm not doing any traveling right now. Obviously the pandemic is going on, so we'll have to see. Would love to make a tour of India. You can get a group together and do a meetup when it's safe, of course. What are my thoughts from Steve F is asking, what are my thoughts on the upcoming Lenovo Yoga 6 with Ryzen? Any plans to review this laptop? I would love to review it. I do plan on it. I've reached out to Lenovo on that, so hopefully we'll get something soon. Yes, they never had such demand. I agree, and that's been the problem. Hopefully how they react and ramp up will be the determining factor if they can continue this momentum. Because if they can't get the product out, it's going to be hard because Intel has the infrastructure to improve things. They just rested on their laurels. So get a Surface product or external webcam. Surface, by the way, have some of the best webcams. If you saw my Laptop 3 review, if you saw some others, they had the best webcams on them. I'm thinking soon. The Kawanu, the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 Pro will be released. I don't have an exact timetable, but I'm expecting it soon for the holidays. So we'll see. Nice consistent stream tonight. We have 267 of you watching. We've been consistently over 260 tonight. I'm very happy with the turnout. Very, very good. Now, these two laptops, this one will get updated. This is the XPS 13. This will have a 14-inch variant with 11th gen, 3:2, 3000 by 2000 resolution. This one will have a 16:10 and it come in a 2-in-1, in addition to being updated as well as far as the regular XPS 13. So I'm a big fan of both of these, and I can't wait to get them into the studio for review. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to see that, but it would be nice. What kind of, let's see what we have here. What kind of business laptop do you recommend for development? Must include a stick or center keyboard. For development, the ThinkPad X1 Carbon Extreme. ThinkPad X1 Extreme Gen 3, we're expecting that very soon. So I would take a look at that. I would take a look at the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, even the Nano, depending if you need something more portable. As far as development, you have to be more specific. So you don't think, Leone, that the Spectre X360 2020 will not sell well? You mean the 14-inch version of this, of the one they're coming out with? Again, time will tell. Christoph is saying, I really like your videos. Thank you. Particularly the ones on the Dell laptops made me finally buy the XPS 13 as well as their Dell Precision 9750. Nice. So that's good. I'm glad you were able to buy it based on my recommendation. I hope you're enjoying it. This is a great laptop right here. This is the Ice Lake version with 10th gen processors. That's going to come with 11th gen and a 2-in-1 variant that we just saw the video on. Some people, Omega, some people like 16:10, right? Then a 3:2. So we'll have to see which one's going to come out. The one they're going to make is a 3:2 aspect ratio on that 14-inch. This is going to be 16:10 on this one. So full HD plus or UHD plus is going to be an option. And some people say 3:2 is still much nicer than 16:10. Yes, I think everybody can agree on that. Except if you're just doing media consumption, then you're going to appreciate not having the bars on the top and the bottom. But on the 16:10, the bars are minimal, so I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. And you do get the benefit of having a taller display on the 16:10. That's great for scrolling in the web browser and for productivity works, you know, and so forth. All right. Will I be doing, Aditya is asking, will I be doing an iPhone 12 unboxing? Probably not, because my last phones videos didn't do well at all on my channel. I think people don't see me as a phone reviewer, which is kind of funny because I started as that. And I think they're pretty good, right? I don't know. I'll have to see on that, Aditya. I am getting the Team Pixel sending me the Pixel 5 very soon, so I will be getting that. I will probably just do that one. As far as the iPhone 12, depends on my budget. We'll have to see. All right, what's my take on the new Surface Laptop Go? Let's take a look at the video again and let's go through that. So this is the Surface Laptop Go. They had to cut some corners. Let's make that clear. Not going to be the best processor, not going to be the latest processor. It's not going to have the face recognition in Windows Hello. It's going to have a 12.4-inch Pixel Sense display. It's going to have the fingerprint scanner instead of the Windows Hello camera. It's got the Intel quad-core processor. We already said what it was. Speakers should be good, hopefully. Good camera on that. Studio mics. I'm going to review it just because it's a good price, perhaps. We'll see. I like the keyboard of the Surface Laptop 3, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this one will have. Or do you want to wait for the Surface Laptop 4? That's the more premium one, right? All metal, all around, or with Alcantara. So it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. And I want to see the battery life on this. I want to see performance. I'm not anticipating great performance out of it, so we'll have to see. Starting at $549 is misleading because that's not the one you should get, because that'll only have 4 gigabytes of RAM. that will only have 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage, to me, that is a non-starter. That is a non-starter. But I would anticipate getting one with 8 gigabytes of RAM, at least 128 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now we're talking. But the price obviously goes up to, I think, about $699 or more than that, depending on storage and all that stuff. So it then gets more pricier. And then you have to ask yourself, well, wait a minute, should I just wait for the laptop 4, which will probably come out next spring with the Surface Pro 8, which is when I think that's going to come out. I don't think we're going to see Surface. I thought we would have seen it now, but maybe I'm wrong. I haven't heard anything as far as Surface Pro 8, but we'll have to see. AK saying, I recommended the NV15 with the RTX 2060 to a friend based on your recommendation. We have not regretted our decision a bit. Thanks. Yeah, great laptop. I did have a few problems with a couple of things, but nitpicking things, nothing major, no deal breakers. Great laptop. Great price, too, for considering what you're getting with that NV15. Where did you see the Dell XPS 13? It's coming. You can actually go to the website, actually. It should be available right now. You can get the 2-in-1 availability started October 1st. All right, we're heading over to 1 hour and 16 minutes. I think we're going to start wrapping it up unless we have more questions. Good question by Aditya. Why don't Windows laptops emulate MacBook trackpads? That's a great question. There are some, I think the best one that I think comes as close to the MacBook, which is the best, is the XPS 17 and the Dell XPS 15 from this year, 2020. They're as close as you're going to get to aside from any quality control issues that might have plagued some early units, assuming though you didn't have those inadvertent clicks or the loose trackpad. But if you got a good one, which I did, then you'll be fine. And I think that comes as close on the Windows side to a MacBook Pro 16, which I think has one of the best, if not the best, touchpad, right? Apple just does it really well. They do the trackpads or touchpads really well. And as far as the XPS 15, I don't know much about availability at the moment. I don't know either, so we'll have to see. I agree. I would like to see them stop it, but I think with the really thin and light laptops, it's going to be gone. As far as user upgradability, I think they're all going to be soldered in, but we'll see. I don't expect that Nano, the X1 Carbon Nano, to have upgradable RAM. I think it's going to be soldered in. I think we saw the picture. I don't know if the picture shows it. I don't know if we can see here. Let me try to make this bigger to sort of see something that might give us some indication on that. I don't know. Is this over here? You can see, looks like it might be soldered in. I would be shocked if it wasn't. Anyway, that's the story on that one. All right. $274 in the house, everybody. Hope you had a great week. I want to do another live stream during the week. I think I want to add one to the agenda while we're a little bit of a lull here. While we're waiting for these laptops to come in, maybe that'll be a good way to ramp up views on the channel. What did Duck Vision say? Lenovo usually puts their RAM under those square shields. That's correct. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see once I get one into the studio. I'm not sure what the availability is internationally. I'll have to ask Dell. So I'll reach out to Dell and we'll see. Things will start to be ramped up in terms of availability on that XPS 2-in-1s very soon. Yes, we have a Discord. I have going to be more active going forward. I've been so busy with building out a new studio and so forth. So I think I took a bit on too much that I can chew right now. Yes, Duck Vision. All right, so we just to recap, we saw the new laptops from Dell, the XPS 13 2-in-1. They're going to update the XPS 13 also to 11th gen processors. We're going to see updated HP Spectre X360, a new 14-inch model, 3:2 aspect ratio, which you see here. We're going to see something from Microsoft with the laptop Go, and that's good or bad, I don't know yet, based on how many corners they cut to get price down, compromises. So we'll see. We will see. All right. We have 254 watching. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Dell Precision 5750 or MacBook Pro 16 for heavy After Effects work. I would prefer to go with the Precision 5750 for After Effects because it works better on Windows. All right, people, I'm going to wrap it up here, but it was a good one today. Hour and 20 minutes, not too bad. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, moderators for doing a great job once again. And I'm a little bit tired. I didn't sleep last night. Long story. But I will see everybody next time, and have a great week. And I will probably do another live stream during the week if that's what you guys want. I think it's a lot of fun, right? And then we will see you in my next videos. I have some videos coming up, waiting on these 11th gen processors, so hopefully they'll be coming soon. Have a good night, everybody. Stay tuned, and see you in the next live stream. Bye-bye.